Alright, last episode. We're doing this again because we got interrupted in the last take. So, yeah, this is the last episode of Spectacular Spider-Man Season 1, Nature vs. Nurture. Alright, yeah, so finale. What'd you think?
That was a good finale.
That was a great finale.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, just 20 straight minutes of constant action, mixed with some good drama and character moments. Yeah. And my favorite villain, one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, Venom, in all his glory, acting like the scary boogeyman through the entire episode.
From now on, we're poison to Peter Parker and Spider-Man. We're Venom!
Yeah, like I said, it was worth it to go for the Eddie Brock stuff to get to like the payoff, which is because it's really fucking good. And even it does add justification to some of the stuff we saw earlier, but I kind of wish they included it earlier, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Because, the story's pretty straightforward. Venom's out there, he wants Spider-Man fucking dead. And he wants everyone he loves about it. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his loved ones dead. You know, that kind of thing.
And I'm making a job with Tombstone in the process.
Yeah, make a deal with Tombstone in the process. Nothing really comes of that, though, so I don't really think about it too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one has just Venom doing what Venom does, going after Peter's loved ones and making his life a living hell. It's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
What's the matter, bro? Spider sense didn't tingle.
This one I feel like it's more justifiable than the previous episode, because not only are you dealing with Venom, like Eddie Brock's emotions, you're also dealing with the symbiote's emotions.
Yeah.
Now in this case, Eddie, like the symbiote, I completely get why he's pissed. At this point, he's the scorned lover, which they tie into how Spider-Man inevitably beats Venom at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Is how it ties into that. So like,
yeah, it is, which also shows, just kind of like how crafty Parker is.
I actually used that once in the comic books as a way to beat Spider-Man. That was actually in the second appearance Venom ever made.
Yeah. That's
how he beat him. But and it's a little different in that.
Wait, isn't Venom beat Spider-Man or Spider-Man beat Venom?
Spider-Man beat Venom, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it worked though. Is like he convinced the symbiote to go back to him as like the scorned lover, and then of course, but in the comic books, it was that the symbiote and Eddie's bond was so strong that they couldn't physically separate, so it just ended up causing like a big psychic strain between the two. But in this one, it's slightly different. But anywho, yeah, like I said, this one I feel like is more justifiable because you have two of those little hot kettle anger issues combined together. So when they can take that into consideration, it makes a lot more sense why he would be so vengeful and hateful.
It's basically a freaking atomic bomb in a head.
Pretty much, yeah. Because like you got the symbiote who's been rejected, left for dead, basically.
And then you got Eddie who's basically lost everything.
Yeah, so it makes sense that like, okay, when these guys are going to kill you, he's like, no, I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to go Scarecrow on you.
You haven't suffered enough, and we want to dismantle you piece by piece.
But yeah, like there's some great moments in there. The personal favorite was the one when Eddie has the very brief "We're not brothers" monologue.
Yeah.
Where basically that gives a lot more context to stuff that's happened before. It kind of hints at a more long-lasting resentment.
Yeah.
Towards Peter. That again, I wish was more prevalent in the show, because if it had that, like, they planted that seed a little bit, like, it would have made his angry aggression, like, increase mean so much more in the last episode.
Yeah.
Because in this one, it's implied that, I don't know who raised Eddie, now that I think about it. Was he, like, a foster kid, or?
Probably, because he basically said he had to take care of himself for the most part.
Yeah, so, like, they never was, like...
Or he just grew up in the orphanage.
Possibly. Either way, Eddie Brock had a tough upbringing in this show. And again, I wish that was in more of the show, because I feel like if it was, it would have added so much more context. But, I'll take what I can get. It still works well here. But basically says he always kind of resented him because he had his aunt and uncle, and he had no one. He always considered himself alone, but the symbiote comes along, offers someone to be his permanent companion, and he likes that idea.
Don't do this, bro! We're not brothers! Our parents may have died together, but you had your precious aunt and uncle. We had no one. We've always been alone. Until now.
I think it was something that, I think of the subject Craig brought up is like, yeah, he's like, Eddie Brock always kind of hates himself for using the suit, but at the same time he's also hopelessly addicted to it.
Yeah.
So it works, and of course you have that feeling that just Eddie Brock is in just pure euphoria, wearing the suit, having fun with the powers, being like again the scary boogeyman. There's a lot of fun shots with Venom in this episode, where just again the animators are having fun making him, and you can tell the characters just having a blast doing it too.
Yeah.
Like even there's that creepy ass part with like the two mouths.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus. It's like all I could think was the Thing.
Because there's a part where Spider-Man and Venom is throwing out quips too, and so Spider-Man webs his mouth, telling him to shut up, and then just a fucking giant second mouth comes out of his like Venom's gut and just starts talking too. It's like,
Oh, will you please just shut up? That's Spidey. He can quit it out. But he can't take it.
At the same time, they're also kind of playing the fact that, for all intents and purposes, the Venom creature itself is just a deliberately scary image conjured up by the symbiote to scare Peter.
Yeah.
There is like no actual teeth or digestive system there, so it's like, hey, why not have fun with that design? There's even the part where like Eddie Brock goes out in his dorm room and like the face peels back and his like Eddie Brock head pops out through the tunnel and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of clever shit. Oh, there was the Flash Thompson one you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, because that's a little bit where like you kind of see more of that humanity to Flash, where like where they kind of talk about the quote unquote reality check that he got.
Oh yeah.
It's like, don't mention it. And I mean
to
not to anyone.
Oh, we also forgot to mention in the last episode. Yeah. This like turns out that they're escalating also the Gwen Stacy storyline too.
Yeah.
With her making a move on Peter because she obviously has a boy crush and always has a crush on the guy.
Yeah.
The poor delusional guy. There's all these hot chicks going after him and somehow is not aware of any of it.
Yeah.
Except the Black Cat apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky bastard. I don't care if she's a cartoon. I'll still. If it was possible. I'll see you guys in the hate comments. Anywho. But yeah, like I said, really fun episode. Great action set pieces. Yeah. Great way to showcase Venom as a character. Great way to showcase him as a villain, as a legitimately intimidating force. Even like on the small stuff, like it's even great justification of why Venom is immune to Spider-Man's spider sense too.
Yeah, the fact that what did they say that the symbiote spent so much time with Peter that it knew how to avoid it? The spider sense didn't deem it as a threat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things. I'll accept it. I could probably nitpick if I want to, but I'll accept it. And again, it does play on the deeper emotional problems that Venom has, and that again Peter has apparently no idea these problems existed until now. So there's a lot of great characterization here. There's a lot of great stuff with the villains in here. There's a lot of great stuff with the heroes in here. And of course, you get the big ass tease at the very end of the episode, which, thank God, it's a happy ending, because the past few endings have been pretty fucking dour. Yeah. Which does tease what's going to happen in season 2. I'm not going to say anything without giving anything away. Although at this point, if you watched the first season, you've probably already seen the second season. But you haven't, so I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, I can't think of too much else. I mean, do you got anything else?
Well, the other good Flash Thompson joke.
Oh, the other Flash Thompson joke where
he sees him where Peter, he's trying to. Basically, you should probably mention that, when the whole Venom's going after Peter, he's like, okay, I'll go after the ones you care about. So first goes after Aunt May. Mm-hmm. That doesn't quite work out because, one, Peter keeps stopping her and she's oblivious because she's being hit on by a doctor.
Yeah. The doctor, man. Dr. Brown, I think his name is.
Okay. Right, Scott. You said Dr. Brown was his name?
Oh. I forget what his name is. Okay, it could be Dr. Brown.
But anyway, so he's like, alright, there are others I can go after. Wait, who do you go after? Mary Jane.
The one you care about the most.
Yeah. And of course, so he thinks Mary Jane because of the fact that Brock used the date to try and get back at Peter. Mm-hmm. Although it turns out, no, it's Gwen! But before that happens, we see Flash with...
making his moves.
Yeah.
Flash is making his moves. And then Spider-Man swings in and goes, oh, look, that's Mary Jane, she's safe, and she's with Flash. Ew.
Yeah. Well, at least Flash isn't evil.
Okay, well, he's not possessed by an evil symbiote. At least not as far as I know.
There she is! And with Flash. Ew. Well, at least Flash isn't evil. Okay, well, at least he's not possessed by an evil symbiote. At least not as far as I know.
So it makes sometimes like a couple funny quips in there. Although this
Yeah.
one's much more focused on the conflict and the drama than the previous episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even then, Spider-Man doesn't even have much witful banter for Venom at this one. It's more just dealing with the immediate shit that's happening.
Yeah. We should probably also mention that, Venom does do a good job of, like, psychologically pushing his buttons as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially, like, when he goes after Aunt May, Peter basically just borderline loses it.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't seen him get, like... I would love to... I don't know if... I can't remember if this ever happened in the show, but I don't think we ever saw him fully lose control and just, like, almost beat somebody to death. That's happened a few times in the comics.
Yeah. I remember something like that happened with Carnage once, where, like, he lost his temper and he thought he nearly, like, killed him, but then, of course, Carnage just dicking around with him.
Was that Maximum Carnage?
I can't remember. All I remember was that Spider-Man had a giant laser gun.
That sounds like That sounds like 90s.
It was definitely 90s.
Okay, so probably it was Maximum Carnage. It's like the most famous story with Carnage, also the most chaotic.
Yeah.
Both in storytelling and actual events in the comics.
Yeah.
I think there's also like an evil Spider-Man clone in that one too.
I don't remember that because it was just one issue I read, and I just remember there was like some where it was delving into Carnage's past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know which one that is. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. But unfortunately, we never got Carnage on the show. I was disappointed by that. I know they probably would have gotten him in season 3 if it had one, but I digress.
Thanks, Jeff Loeb.
Still mad. I will never forgive. But yeah, other than that, I can't think of so much love on it, other than great episode. I really don't have any complaints about it. Like, I can't.
Same here. Just great action, great psychological underdwellings. Good, character moments with, like, Peter trying to make amends with the mistakes he's made.
Yeah, being nice to everyone is like, it's cool.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah, we understand. You had family issues. And now all the women are going to fight over you some more.
Bastard. That wasn't my fucking... Where was that when I was going to community college? Fucking bullshit. Girls go for the nerds. Bull. Most of them just go, oh, Jesus, he's looking this way. Shield your eyes, shield your eyes. Don't look directly at him. He can smell your fear. Go. Hi. Fuck. My love life is a series of sad stories. Full with sighs. Anyway, this is why I've always related Peter Parker minus the lady problems, like, fucking bastard. Gets 6-pack abs and all the hot chicks. Anywho, I think that's all we got for this episode. Unless you want to go into my horrible love life stories, which I don't think we want to.
But that's not. You can save that for another video.
I didn't get that one. You know why?
Yeah. It just...
Apparently I'm smoking coke in this episode.
No, the video isn't even you telling the story. It's just you... It starts off with you just, like, mid-cry drinking a bottle of Jack. That'd actually kind of be depressing to watch.
Danny boy, the pipes are calling. I'm as sad as Liam Neeson as Santa Claus.
What?
Oh, you didn't see Run All Night? No. It has a drunken Liam Neeson as Santa Claus. It's kind of amazing.
I must watch this. Thank you for watching the review.
I think he even tells like an Irish dick joke. Not always firm, but I'm long. Or something like that. Alright guys, thank y'all for watching. Tune in next time for the second season of Spectacular Spider-Man. Bye.